Are you looking for inspiration and ideas on how to level up your content creation? Well, in this video, we're going to be talking about how to make your videos more interesting using just the shots alone. I have a bunch of shot ideas that you can use right away and some tips on how to put it together to make a more slick, pro-looking video for your channel. So the way this video is laid out is we have a master concept and then one or more tips within that concept to help you elevate things to the next level. So be sure to take notes so you can have all these tools available to you when you're creating your videos. Okay. All right, number one is your talking head shots. Now, this is going to be a lot of your video, presumably, so it's important to get this right. Now, my trick for this is I like to record my talking head part 3 separate times. And I will create variations in those, whether it be shot type or just a different location. But yeah, you could go for a wider shot and do the whole performance of what it is that you want to say, and then switch over to maybe a medium shot in the same location. Or you could have, like I do quite often, is I'll have just a medium shot like this, and I'll just keep changing the location. And go from movement to sitting down to standing up under a tree like this, and I'll intercut the parts together. So the note there that I have to keep in mind is that I want my performance to be very similar. I want to be saying the same thing all 3 times, and I want kind of my intonation, my intensity, my pacing to be very similar so that I can intercut the shots together and it just sounds like one continuous statement, but the background or the shot size keeps changing and that just keeps it visually interesting. And another important side note on that is that you want to make sure you have good audio quality because it is your talking head piece. You are communicating information and you want to make sure that you don't have distractions. Like if you're using the onboard camera mics, you'll find that you're picking up a lot of the background noise. And especially if you're in a noisy urban environment, it might be a little difficult for your audience to hear you out of the mix of what's in that soundscape. If you're in a quieter environment, it might not matter as much, but it's probably a good idea to invest in something like this, the DJI Mic Mini, or one of the many wireless microphones that are available in the market. I would suggest getting something that's at least a name brand. Some of the super cheap ones that you find on Amazon that don't have any real recognizable name to them, they're very tinny or they pick up a lot of noise or they're just not very easy to work with. This one, just the transmitter alone, the microphone itself is like 59 bucks US, so you really can't go wrong to add that into your arsenal and get premium quality audio with, you basically don't even need to mix it. I do put a little mix on it, but I have put out videos with no mix whatsoever and my audience doesn't seem to really hear the difference. And number 2 is B-roll. So whether you're shooting vlogs or any other kind of content creation on YouTube, chances are you're using B-roll. Now, I look at B-roll in kind of 2 categories. And one is the between the scenes transitional type B-roll, like how do we get from here to there? And the other is supportive or for demonstration purposes to show details of what it is you're talking about. So my couple of tips there, I've already said it, is getting close-up detail shots. You can get super macro shots or as close as you can with whatever camera or camera lens that you have. And then you can even kind of zoom it in post if you need to get that kind of macro look to something. You can even use your smartphone. Usually you can get very close to something. And if you have a portrait video mode, you can have that really blurred background and you're just really hyper-focused on whatever little detail it is that you're talking about. So that's my first tip. And the other tip is something that I constantly forget to do, and that is to capture some slow-mo footage. This is great for the transitional type shots. So just keep that in mind. Maybe put a note in your phone when you're out shooting about, what kind of shots you need to get. And just remember to grab a few, even if it's just you walking or if you're shooting some kind of sporting event. It's great for those transitional shots or any kind of shots within your video. So number 3 is a variety of shots. Keeping in mind not to keep the same kind of medium shot, and I'm guilty of this myself, but think about the wide shots and even the close-up shots. So we touched a little bit on the close-up shots there. One that I constantly forget is getting my wide shots. And why a wide shot? Well, it really helps establish where it is that we are shooting. And eventually you get the picture, I guess. If I move around a lot, you kind of see where I'm at. But it's kind of interesting to either enter a scene So entering a scene, you get a super wide shot like this, or exiting a scene like this. So think of wide, medium, and close-up shots, as well as those impossible shots, especially if you have an action camera or some smaller kind of camera, even your smartphone. You can put like in a drawer, inside of a fridge. These shots were much more difficult, if not impossible, if you had to shoot it with a bigger camera. Number 4, it's not the journey, it's the destination. So that sounds reverse, right? But no, what I mean is that we want to spend a little bit more time on the actual stuff versus the getting from one scene to the next. So for example, there's a lot of YouTubers out there that'll do these trips to Costco, for example, in their vlogs. And I really like when they pick up keys and then just kind of, you follow the keys to the door of the car, they open it up, and very quickly you get a couple of shots of them driving and then pulling into the parking lot. And the next thing you see, their hands pushing a cart into the actual store. What the hell, guys? What are you doing here? Coming right over to me here. Hi, ducks. Hey guys, what you doing? Okay, I guess they just wanted to see what I was up to. They came out of the creek there, just came up, took a look at me, turned around and went back in the creek. Okay. Number 5 is show, don't tell. Now, I know we all know about this, but what you may not have thought about is that even if you didn't think about this during your planning phase, your scripting phase, and you didn't really address it while you were recording your video, while you're reviewing your footage or even the final edit, I guess that's why we have a final edit and a final edit, right? You can actually just review the footage like an audience member and ask yourself this basic question. Is there anything here that I'm saying that I could be actually showing? And then write those things down. And now you have a list. Now go out and shoot that B-roll and add that to your video. All right, my 3 final notes are make it fun, shoot more than you need, and edit for entertainment and impact. And what I mean by entertainment is just keep it interesting. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. If it was, give me a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and I'm gonna catch you in the next one.